Hey guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would just kind of do a little bit of like a chit chat, get ready with me. Spring is basically here. I mean, it's quite possible that we still might get some snow. It is not completely abnormal where I live to get snow into late March and even early April, but it has been incredibly mild here lately. So I thought I would do like a fun getting into spring sort of look, something very like natural, light, definitely some glow in there. So I'm not going to ramble much longer. I'm just going to get into it because I don't film these videos often, mainly because I find that they just take too long. They become too long and nobody really wants to sit through them. But we're gonna do it today anyways because I haven't done it in a while and I really do need to do my makeup before I film some more videos today. So we're just gonna get started. First things first, I'm going to start off with my Rare Beauty primer. This was one of my favorite primers I've tried as of recently. It's got a little glow to it. It's kind of got a little bit of like a blurring property, a little moisturizing property. It's basically like an all-in-one primer. It is especially glowy, which I actually totally forgot because I had another primer pulled out that I was going to use to give myself a little bit of a glow, but now it looks like I'm not going to need that. This is, I guess, if you're looking to target specific things, if you're looking for color correction or just a pure shot of moisture, this might not be the right primer to choose just because it is kind of an all-in-one. But if you're looking just for something that is easy and quick and really, really nice, sits really nicely under makeup, feels really, really good on the skin, that is a really good one to use. Also going to be using my Tatcha The Silk Canvas Primer today just to get into some of my more troublesome areas where my pores are a little bit enlarged, particularly on my nose too, especially because I do carry a ton of redness in my nose, and this is going to bring that down a little bit as well as sort of blur out some of my pores. And I tend to put a little on my chin as of late because you guys can see I'm breaking out a ton. That comes with wearing the masks all the time. That's fine, that's on the floor now. So for a foundation today, I want to take another crack at the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder foundation. Honestly, I think the video that I used this in never actually made it onto my channel, if I'm completely honest. So I want to try it again. I've only tried it the one time and I did really, really enjoy using it. So we're gonna go with that. If you guys are curious, I am in the shade number 4, Fair, which is not really that fair. Like when I think fair, I think like porcelain, but I guess there's 2 shades below this, so that's probably there. I also thought that during this I would just do like a bit of a catch up on my life. I don't want to dedicate a whole video to that because, you know, a lot of you guys, not that you don't care, but you're not going to sit down for a full video of what's going on with my life. Not much has changed. You know, I've been a very fortunate person during this whole pandemic in that I have been working the entire time. At no point was I ever working less hours. I ever, you know, had a schedule change. I was never even working from home at any point, which I know was a lot of people were lucky enough to be able to do. But like Tom was doing it and it was driving him nuts because he is not a homebody. He really likes to be out of the house. And so when you're stuck at home all of the time for work and you can't see your family and your friends, so you're at home all the time for that as well, it can be really tiring. You really need a change of scenery and you really have a hard time like separating work from home. It was one of the things that they were saying that if you have to work from home, you know, still get up, get dressed in your business attire, go about as much of a normal routine as is possible so that you don't get like, you know, depressed or anxious or stagnant in your life. But now he is even able to go back out and go back on the road and do his job, which is fantastic because it was driving him nuts. So for me, for that, COVID has not much changed much in my life other than that I can't see my family and my friends. You know, my parents, I haven't really been able to see much since Christmas. They did put us under a lockdown right after Christmas. It has been lifted now, but you know, with the cases still so high kind of in my area, even though it's getting better and now the vaccines are becoming available, you know, we've made it this long. We've just sort of decided that we would wait till it was completely safe. I'm not as worried about myself. I don't want to get it either, but I am more concerned about my parents. They are in the age group that is a little bit more vulnerable to this. So, you know, just for safety, as much as I love my parents and I want to see them, it just doesn't seem worth it to risk that. So having said that, Thankfully, my grandmother has already been able to get her first dose of the vaccine. Also, if you guys are wondering, I'm just using my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. It is my favorite concealer ever. I kind of always use this in conjunction with another liquid concealer that I use more for like spot coverage and stuff. But realistically, if you were looking for a really, really light makeup day and definitely didn't want any caking of your concealer, and this is actually doing a really good job of covering most of my problems anyway. So even though I would normally go in with another concealer, I think just for the sake of, you know, wanting this look to be very light, very like glowy, you can see the glow in the foundation, and that's partially in due to the primer as well. I think I am just going to leave it with just the one concealer today because I always double up, and then you guys are never really able to see exactly what just this concealer can do, because I'm always like, here, I've put this concealer on, now I'm going to lay another concealer over top of it. You can see this particular shade, I have Light to Vanilla. It is brightening if you get a light enough shade, but it also blends really, really nicely with your skin. Really good at fixing discoloration, any dark circles, any redness you have. I absolutely love this. All-time favorite concealer that I've ever had. It doesn't crease a ton, but it will a little itty bit, so you do have to be kind of careful. Definitely, I will set this with some powder. Speaking of that, I've got my Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is my go-to as well. Anyway, what I was saying, I'm really grateful that my grandmother has been able to get her first dose of the vaccine. I'm not too sure when it's going to become available to my parents, because I know that in this province we are a little bit behind on our vaccine rollout. There has been some delays in shipment and whatnot. So once my parents get it, we're definitely all going to be getting together again, and I will be most likely getting it in the summertime. So that's nice too. It'll be very nice to go back to some normalcy, and especially by the summer, because you guys all know I'm getting married next year in 2022, and I've kind of hit this point. I do have like my wedding sort of series as well, but I don't want to dedicate a video to sort of like what I've done this far or where I'm at. I'm also going to use a little bit of my translucent glow powder, just kind of in my highlight sort of areas, so kind of more on my cheekbones, just to give a little bit of extra glow. I don't like using this all over the face because it is very, very glowy. I'm sure you guys can see that well, I mean, maybe not totally glowy. It is still translucent, so you could use it to set your whole face. It wouldn't change the color or anything like that, but I just like to use it in a few key places. So like I was saying, as far as my wedding right now, I've sort of done everything I can do up to this point, without being able to go out to vendors and caterers and things like that. So this summer, we're going to be doing the dresses and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to a time when it is, you know, open up enough in the limitations. Just for a bronzer, I'm using my Too Faced Sweetie Pie bronzer. This came out in the like peach collection years ago, but it is still available. Or it was the last time I looked, which was not long ago. So if you guys are interested in it, it's the one that kind of looks like a pie. It's really pretty. It's got like a lighter tone and a darker tone. It's got some shimmer overlay, a little bit of pink in it to give it a little bit more of that natural color. So you're not getting that orange bronze, you're getting that sun-kissed bronze that really I think we're all seeking when we're looking for a nice bronzer, especially us fair girls. I have made the mistake several times before of getting like really orange bronzers, which is a really bad idea for me. It always looks really fake and horrible. But I'm really looking forward to the summer for dresses because I want to be able to go with a group of my bridesmaids. I have been able to ask 4 of them as of right now. We are using the Cheeky Devil Glow Play Blush. I just thought that this is really pretty, really sheer, really glowy to go with that glowy spring thing, and a really nice like spring kind of pink. This was sort of, I basically based this whole look around the lipstick I'm going to be wearing today, which I probably shouldn't have done because I don't even think that lipstick is still available. But it was like always my go-to early summer spring lipstick. It just, to me, it shouts spring. So this is a super buildable blush. I've done a video on it. I love them so much. Anyway, I want to be able to go, what did I say? I've asked some of my bridesmaids, I've asked half as of right now, the ones that I was able to sort of see prior to the lockdown in person, because if I can avoid it, I don't want to be asking them over the phone or, you know, over an email or a text. I want to be able to do it in person to share that moment with them. That's very, very important to me. So I've got a few more I have to ask, and hopefully that will be happening in the next couple months or so as things open up. And then this summer, hopefully I can get them in like 2 groups and we can go and start looking for their dresses. Also really looking forward to getting my dress, or at least start looking this summer if I don't get it right away. It is a little nerve-wracking though thinking about getting it because, just quick stop, we're gonna use an Hourglass Arch Brow Micro Sculpting Pencil. This is in the shade Blonde. It came in a BoxyCharm and I love it. Like, I'm a little worried still because there are some people that think that, you know, obviously COVID is gonna be with us to stay from now on, but there is that little concern that by next year, are things gonna be opened up enough that we're gonna be able to have the wedding that we wanna have? Because at the end of the day, if it means everybody has to wear masks the whole time, or that we have to limit the numbers because of it, or that no dancing can happen, because I know that that is a thing, because you can't socially distance if everyone's on a crowded dance floor. If we can't do that, we're not 100% sure we want to go ahead with the wedding as we have it planned right now, because those are very important things to us. At that point, there is a consideration to be made that we just take our immediate family and go and get married at a town, like a city hall or the courthouse, or something like that, and then have a party maybe a year later and do the big wedding and stuff like that. And that's just more for my sake also than Tom's. Tom would be happy just to, you know, do it down south or close by. I'm just gonna use my JLo Beauty That Star Filter Complexion Booster in the shade Pink Champagne as my highlighter today. I love this stuff. I haven't actually mixed it with a foundation yet, and I would really like to. Oopsies, it got a little chunky monkey on me at the start, but it is a liquid highlighter, but it just blends so nicely. It doesn't upset foundation. It basically becomes like a second skin, which I really like. And because it blends so smoothly, it's not like you're gonna see, like if you were to apply it in a line, or as I'm doing with some dots, because it blends out so well, you can't see the initial like dots that you put down, and it doesn't form a stark line. It just blends into the rest of your makeup so seamlessly. I'm obsessed with this, and I mean, it is a JLo product. You should, especially a glow one. That is like one of the things she's known the most for, is the JLo glow. So you would expect that it would have this kind of super, you know, as much as it's a bright, shiny highlighter, this really, really nice soft formula that makes it as natural as it can be. I really, really like this stuff. Anyways, if we can't have the wedding we want, there is a consideration to be made, like I said, for a small wedding and then getting ready a year married, maybe a year later when things start to open up. But the problem with that is, like, I need to get my wedding dress by the end of this year, and I don't want to get it to not use it. And, you know, we also want to start a family really soon. So maybe by the time we can have the big wedding, I might have had a baby. My body might have changed. Who knows what's going to happen there. But all we can do at this point is just like plan it as we want, hope for the best, hope that anybody who wants a vaccine will have been vaccinated by the time our wedding comes around, and we'll be able to have an amazing, amazing time. Cross your fingers for me. So that's my face makeup basically done. I'm going to get into doing my, ooh, that is a little, there we go, just have to blend it out, no big deal. We're gonna get into our face makeup now. Or eye makeup, excuse me. I don't know why today, but I was drawn to a lot of my MAC single shadows because I just never ever use them. And I feel like it's a damn shame because they're beautiful and I'm so much more inclined to reach for a palette that's like an all-in-one. But when I'm at home, I really should be using some of my singles. I'm also going to be using one of my new paint pots today. I did just declutter a bunch of my makeup. It was kind of a spur of a moment declutter. It probably won't be on my channel yet, but keep an eye out for it. It is coming. But this is in the shade Vintage Selection. You guys know I normally use my MAC Painterly paint pot, but they put out a whole new range of some really beautiful, bright, colorful ones. And this one in particular, look how gorgeous, just spoke to me. So we're going to try this one as a base and build up from it. Now, obviously, because this has some shimmer in it, some shine, It's not going to cancel any of my discoloration like a lot of the other ones do, but I'm hoping it'll just sort of add to the look. And realistically, if you were looking for a really, really easy makeup kind of a day, they have these in so many beautiful colors now. You could just grab one, apply it all over the lid, apply some mascara, and be done. They are that beautiful, that fantastic. Whenever I talk about MAC products, there are so many that I love, but the paint pots are just one of their best things. And I mean, again, that can be said about so much of the stuff that they carry, about their paint pots, about their lipsticks, of course, they're famous for them, about a bunch of their new formulas that are coming out, the Glow Play, the Extra Dimension things that came out a couple of years ago. They have so many fantastic formulas, but the paint pots are just, you know, I will always recommend them to people because I don't think that you can go wrong with a MAC paint pot. So first thing we're going to use is this Frost color. This is in the shade Jest. I'm just going to use this to sort of build up the crease a little bit. Like I said, as much as I want this to be a really fun summer look, we're not going for crazy bright colors here. I just want it to be kind of light, kind of natural. Oh, I got some of that paint pot right there. That's okay. I'm really liking the way, even though it is a frost, I like the way that this is laying on top of the paint pot. It is kind of picking up a little of its shimmer, which is really, really interesting, an interesting effect. In terms of other stuff going on in my life, I don't think that there is much. Unfortunately, that's like one of the things that sucks the most about COVID is like, even with my mother, I'll get on the phone to chat with her. What's new? Nothing. I go to work, I come home from work, I'm here with Tom, you know, there's not much to share because there's not much going on, unfortunately. And that's just, you know, the way it is, the world that we're in today. I'm also going to be using this Powderr Kiss Soft Matte Eyeshadow in Ripened. It's kind of like a purple, but not like a true purple, like almost like a mauve sort of purple. Really, really pretty color. I'm going to put that also in the crease, and we're going to use this color to kind of smoke out our lower lash line as well. It's not quite a true purple, so it's not super vibrant. Just a little subtlety, a little pop of color. You know what I mean. But yeah, other than, you know, wedding planning being kind of, I don't want to say stuck in a rut, because there's some stuff that I can like try and pre-plan. As I've mentioned before, I am planning on doing my own floral, so my own bouquets, corsages, boutonnieres. We're not really going to be using florals as table centerpieces. I'm not a big flowers kind of girl. And on top of that, my grandmother is very allergic to flowers, so I don't want them, like I don't want her surrounded by them to the point where she's uncomfortable at all. So I hadn't planned. I just am using an Extra Dimension shadow in Smoky Mauve. This came out with the Christmas collection a couple years ago, so it is no longer available, but they have similar shades in both Extra Dimensions and their Extreme Dazzle shadows. So that's basically just the look I'm going with today. Just something really light. It's there, but it's not crazy. It's just a little something very spring-like. At this point, you could decide if you wanted to use a lighter liner just to be a little less harsh, a brown, but I'm going to still go with black. I'm just using my Fenty Flyliner. Anyway, so I've been watching videos. I should stop talking while I'm trying to put my eyeliner on, but I probably won't. About how to make bouquets. I've been, you know, trying to determine what flowers I want, what colors, do I want one kind of flower, two kinds of flowers? How big do the bouquets need to be? What are all the supplies I need? When do I need to order by? I've been watching a lot of videos, taking a lot of people's advice about that. And that is probably the thing that makes me most nervous for the wedding, because while it is not really a big deal to me, like flowers, they are going to be in a lot of photographs. People are going to be carrying them. People do notice the wedding flowers. Okay, this line got so thick on me so quickly. Oh, well, we've got a nice thick black line. No big deal. Because flowers are so important to some people, like, I am a little nervous that I'm going to try and do it and I'm not going to like the way it turns out. And because you can only really purchase your flowers and have them delivered in bulk, like a few days before your wedding. So I mean, like, we're getting married on a Saturday. They're probably going to get delivered on the Wednesday, put together on the Thursday. It's not leaving me a lot of room for error if I don't have enough time or if they don't turn out very well. So I am at this point considering, well, not considering, planning to this summer purchasing just some flowers from, you know, grocery store, a florist, whatever, and practicing a little bit, spending a day, you know, seeing how easy it is to arrange them, make the boutonnieres, make the corsages, that kind of thing, just so I've got a little bit of practice. I do have a lot of people that are willing to help me do it. So I can always ask some of them to practice or start watching some videos as well, just to help me out. And I am creative enough, like I like to make cards, I like crafting, that it shouldn't be too difficult. But again, it's something I've never done before, and you never really know when it's something that you've never tried. So guys, cross your fingers for me that that all works out. But that's about the only thing I'm worried about right now. There's not much else that can be done right now. I'm just using my Dervish lip liner pencil. There was another one I wanted to use, and I can't for the life of me remember what it's even called now, and I don't even know if I still have it. I might have given it up many years ago. This is just a really nice, natural, your lips but better kind of color. So even though it is not going to be the same color as the lipstick I'm going to use, which you're going to see in a minute, it'll provide enough of a base, enough of a like a stick to make this last longer. So this is MAC Sunny Soul. It's a cream sheen. Like I said, I do not think it is available anymore, but it's one of my favorites. It's just like the most beautiful creamy pink to me. Like glossy lipstick. So the cream lipsticks and lip glosses are just summer and spring. Like that's just how I feel about them. So that is what we're gonna call done. I'm going to set this with some setting spray. Sorry if this video was a little all over the place. I don't really do chit chat get ready with me videos because I find that I am jumping back and forth between trying to name what I'm using and trying to keep up with stories, so I repeat things and whatever. But I'm hoping that this was kind of entertaining because I've also noticed that during a lot of my makeup videos, there are often a lot of silent pauses while I'm putting on eyeshadow, whatever, so then it's just complete dead silence in the background. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. It was just really easy, really spur of the moment, no planning necessary, and those are sometimes my favorite. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below. If you're not already and you want to be, then subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.